Hello, hello everyone. We are back again. I did not get the camera set up. That's fine. Come on, camera. Here we go. Alright. I pretty much went to bed like right after I set this up. I was like, we just go back. Let's go get sleeps. So yeah. Let's see here. Slide that in. Move my wires out of the way. Alright, so this is what we did yesterday. We're gonna make some more of the white pieces so that we can practice some more wings again. And yeah, we might only make a couple and we'll see what we do. I don't know what we're gonna do. We're just gonna make some more wings. Practice with some wings. We'll see what we got. It'll probably be kind of wonky, but you know, it'll be fine. It will indeed be fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh, and there's a little bundle of yarn. How is everyone doing today? Oh my goodness. I don't know why, but there were fireworks going off all last night. Like the entire night. I have no idea why. I mean, it was July 18th. Like, what could possibly be going on? But the 18th, that would make fireworks. It was kind of crazy. It was kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. I ended up just like sitting right by my back door and I was watching my little food bowl with cat food. And I had a skunk visit. A little skunk. He just waddled right up onto the porch, found some little munchy crunchies, and then waddled away. Oh my goodness, he was so cute. He was so cute. Oh my goodness, little boy. It's actually like really nice to like see wildlife. Like even though like I'm kind of like in like a city-ish area, like all of the houses are like pretty close together. And it's like it's kind of nice. I've got groundhog little, what's it called, burrow like right next to there's like an empty field next to my house, so there's a little groundhog burrow right there, and there's a little bunny that was munching and crunching. I know, Rice Cake, what you doing? I know, you wildlife too? You're no longer wildlife. Yeah, no, you were wildlife, but now you're not wildlife. You're still wild. So I guess in a way you are wildlife. But yeah, it's like I got the bunnies, I got the groundhogs, I got the skunks. Oh my goodness, it's wonderful. I have not yet seen a possum. I really want to see possum. I had raccoons the one time. That was kind of cool. Rice Cake was not thrilled, but I was very happy. I was like, it's a raccoon. They're so cute, the little trash pandas. Wow, trash pandas. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, they're sweet babies. They're sweet babies. They're not pets. Not the wild ones. Definitely not the wild ones. We just let the wild ones be wild. We let them be wild. They'll be chilling. I just observe from a distance, and that is okay. Alright, I think... Yes, I do want to do the increase at the curve, and then an increase at the tip. Yes. Okay. I think I want to do my increase here. Yep, there we go. And then... This pretty much just gives, like, makes the wing, like, a little bit, bigger than what it would have been if I just did, okay, now we do the picot stitch. Little picot slip, and then we do single there, and then we go back across. So yeah, it just makes it a little bit bigger than the wings that I have been doing. So instead of doing like 15 or 16 chain stitches for the wings, I still just do 13, and then I just go all around the edge And it kind of makes the edge like have like a nice edge to it. It makes the edge have a nice edge. Yeah. It kind of like gives it like a nice little finish to it. And I kind of like that. It also makes it easier to do all of the stitches whenever we add the feathers, because then you already have all of the stitches going all around. You don't have to go into like these wonky upside down stitches or anything. And two. Okay, so we got one of these. Let's make like maybe 2 or 3 more maybe, and then maybe we can add some feathers to them. Oh my goodness, there's something in my eyeball. What's in my eyeball? I don't know what's in my eyeball. There we go. All right. I made a robin really mad this morning. Actually, I made 3 robins very mad this morning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I was taking the chickens back out to their coop because the smoke is pretty much cleared, so it's safe outside again for them. And I go out to the coop, and there's a baby robin who's like freaking out inside of the coop because he can't figure out how to escape. And I'm like, oh my goodness, okay. So I have like a little access panel thing that I can open from like the top. So like if a bird were to get in and can't escape, I can open that top part, and then they would be more likely to find the escape because it's higher up. Whereas the doors are closer to the bottom, and I don't want the chickens to run out, so I can open the top part, and the chickens won't be able to escape, but the bird will be able to escape. So I opened that top part, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go grab the rest of the chickens. I came back inside, grabbed the other 2 chickens, went back out. Baby bird was still in there. Mama robin was freaking out because baby bird was in there, and I was too close to her child. She was not happy. And I was like, okay, well, we're just gonna go snag and grab and get this little baby bird out of there. So thankfully, the baby bird was pretty chill at first. He was just kind of hanging on to like the side, like along the mesh or whatever. And I was hiding behind one of the plants because there's a couple plants in there. And I just reached around and I grabbed him, and he started panicking. He tried to bite me. Doesn't really do much though. Turns out baby bird bites don't hurt. At least baby robin bites don't hurt. He was kind of comical. But he was screaming. So mama bird was screaming. And then dad bird came over screaming. And I was like, oh my goodness, I'm about to be mobbed by robins. So I don't even open the door to let myself out. I just like let him go through the bars, because the bars are technically big enough that he could hop out through them. He just needs to not be panicking and smashing his face into things. So I just let him pop out through the bars, and he flies off. Mama robin is still freaking out over me, and the dad robin is still freaking out over me, and I'm like, oh my goodness, y'all need to chill. So baby bird is safe. He's now out of the chicken coop. But mama bird and dad bird are still very mad at me, probably. They're probably the 2 robins that have been coming to my dish of cat food. I had like a whole flock of starlings stop by the other day, and then there was several robins. Oh my goodness, they're crazy. They're crazy. They're quite crazy. And that's okay, because they're in good company here. I am also crazy. But it's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. I hope the audio is better today. I realized that something was all sorts of out of whack yesterday when I was moving stuff around, and I don't know what happened. So hopefully this is a little bit better today. I'll have to play around with it later today, maybe. I just didn't have time yesterday to play around with it, and I was like, okay, well, this is fine. We're gonna do increase, picot stitch. What's up, Race of Cake? What you do? Oh, what you do? Sweet sir. Oh, good sir. What you do? That's not right. What happened here? Hello. yarn. Yes, that's the slip. There we go. Okay, that's better. What you doing, Rice? You gonna come say hi? You gonna come say hi? Oh, the good sir. Hi, Bubba's. What's up? Hi. What's up? Are you gonna jump up? You gonna jump up? You gonna jump up? No, you don't want to jump up? Okay. That's okay. You're a good sir. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, sweet rice cake. I think we have beans on the camera again. I took down the rice cake cam because I need to figure out where rice cake likes to sit, because he doesn't really like he doesn't pick one spot. So I need to try to figure out if there's a way that I could get him to pick one spot. Like if there's something that he like particularly likes laying on or something, and then set that up. Because like he'll be on the floor in one corner at one point, and then he'll be on the floor in another corner at another point, and then he'll be on the bed, or he'll be on one of his beds, or maybe he'll be in the cat tree or by the window. And it's just like he's just all over the place. So like I can't really set up a camera for him because he's just all over the place. Beans and Pumpkin, they have their favorite spots. It's the cat tree that the cat tree Beans is on is like their favorite spot. They have started using the second cat tree. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. They have started using the second cat tree. But even with that, like they have like the one spot on that second cat tree that they like to use. Or they'll be just sitting on the couch and just chilling. So it's like they have their spots where they like to be. So like I could always sort of predict where they're going to be to some extent. But I mean, I guess the other thing is that there's two of them. So like even if one of them isn't on this particular cat tree, the other one, there's a good chance the other one will be on that cat tree. Whereas rice cake, there's only one of a rice cake. Yeah, there's only one of you. Yeah, there's only one of you. So that means that it's either you get them or you don't get them. And he usually picks to not be gotten. Isn't that right, sir? You're just a phantom in the background. Just a phantom in the background. Pops up and pops out. Yeah? What you doing? You could come say hi? Yeah? What's up? How are you, sweet man? Oh my goodness, there's blue. Where's there blue? Just on my wire. What's up? Are you coming up? You coming up, baby? Oh, bonk. What you doing? Come here, baby. You don't want to come up? Okay. What are you doing? You're looking like you want to. But then you just walk away. Oh my goodness. Oh, we want the chin scritches. Oh, we want the chin scritches. Oh, they feel so good. Oh, and the head scritches. Oh, those feel so good too. Oh my goodness. Oh, it feels so nice. Oh, it feels so nice. Oh, we love those head scritches. Oh, we love the little scritches. We love the little scritches. Yeah, I know you love your little scritches. Yeah, what's up, Bubba's? Alright, okay. Yarn? Can we function? I need to go into this stitch. Right there. There we go. Alright. That's a single. We do a chain. Flip around. Alrighty. But yeah, it's been quite the day. Quite the day, and it's not even 9:30 yet. Oh my goodness. 1 and 2. Oh my goodness, this wire is gonna bug me. Why is this wire gonna bug me? I don't want this wire in the way. Okay. Hopefully that will be out of the way now. There's that. There's that one. That one. How many stitches do I have left? I've got 3, so we're gonna do 1 more single, 2 slips, and then we're gonna flip it around. We skip that first slip, go into the second one as a slip, go into this one as a slip, and then start doing singles. Shingle, shingle, shingle. All the singles. Going all the way down. Doing those slip stitches at the end really help with like getting it to taper, because like if I just did it where I just did like regular stitches, it would be more like steps. It'd be more like steps than a tapering. We definitely want more of a tapering for a wing. It does make it a little bit more difficult in order to go into those slip stitches whenever we're doing the outer edge. But I think that if you tried to do one where like you don't do the tapering, even if you did the outer edge, you would get some holes along those sides. I need to do an increase there. And then it would not be great. It might not be great. So we're gonna go here. Okay, yarn. Oh my goodness, it's wanting to just make a mess. Come on, yarn. Go through the stitch. There we go. Okay, and then we go into this last one right here. We do a picot. There we go, and then we go here. And then, oh dear, yarn! Yarn! There we go. That's better. Maybe. One of these days, I'm gonna have to show you guys. So I have a turtle, that I've been, like, he's been in, like, semi-critical care for, like, several weeks, and he's finally eating on his own. But what I have to do to get him to eat, he's been dry docked for, like, 3 weeks almost, I want to say. So he, words. Oh dear, I cannot words. And like aquatic turtles, so he's a northern map turtle, and he's aquatic turtle. And aquatic turtles will only eat if they're in water. They can't eat if they're on land. So like, but the whole thing with like dry docking is so that they don't get wet. For like one reason or another. Like for this guy, he has several injuries and they need to stay dry so that they can heal and not get infected. So what I was trying before is just giving him like a little shallow dish of water, one that would hopefully keep his injuries 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It would keep his injuries out of the water for the most part. They might get a little bit damp, but they're not going to be like soaked. So I just give him a little dish of water and then put little bits of food in that water. And he would like eat some of it. It wasn't as much. But I'm finally at the point where like his injuries are at least healed somewhat. They're still not as great as we want them. Like he's not like ready to go full water yet. But he's at least like okay enough that I could put him in a little bit deeper of water and I could just toss in a bunch of food and he will eat it. And oh my goodness, he ate so much food last night. It's basically like, I make like, I'm just gonna call it like turtle soup. Where I just throw a bunch of food into this little dish of water and then you put the turtle in and he just goes to town munching and crunching on all of his food. and it's absolutely wonderful. It was wonderful seeing him eat the other day. It made me very happy. It made me very happy. I'm gonna have to get a video of it at some point and I could show you guys. He's a good little buddy. He's a good little buddy. What is that? 2, 3, and 4. So this one will be an increase. Whoops, increase. There we go. And we got a 1. I don't need to count. I don't need to count. I only need to count those first couple. And then after that, I don't need to count. Okay, and now we just have 2, so we're going to do a slip stitch and a slip stitch. And then we spin. And we do 2 more slips. That's a slip, and this is a slip. And then we do singles going all the way down. Alrighty. And now we're gonna have to figure out what type of feathers we want to try for this next one. I almost want to try, like for these ones, we have super tiny little feathers. I kind of want to try some bigger ones. Okay, come on camera, focus. It doesn't want to focus, okay. I kind of want to try like getting some bigger triangle type of things for the feathers maybe. So you get some bigger pointies. Go with that. And then maybe trying to find out if I can do bigger loops maybe. If we can do something like that as well. We'll see. I have a couple of thoughts. Oh, I did not do an increase. Increase needs to be right here. Okay. That's better. That is much better. Yeah, I think we're going to start with the triangle ones. Actually, I have a thought on how I can do the bigger lobes, so I think we might try that one. I haven't thought quite yet about the triangles. So I think we're going to try doing the lobes. 1 and 2. Slip stitch. Go here. Do single. There we go. There's that one. Oops, there's that one. There's that one. There's that one. Yarn. There we go. Oh my goodness, some of these stitches are tiny. My hook doesn't want to go through them. That's okay, we'll get there. We'll get there. There we go. And then we'll go there. Alrighty. And then we're going to go 1 and 2. And snipper clip. Okay. And we can move the white yarn away. And we can swap over to our orange yarn. Alrighty, so we have our little bases for the wings. We have our 4 little bases. 4 little bases. And now we're going to try to do some bigger lobes. So we're gonna see how this goes. Because I have a thought. And we're gonna see if it works. Yeah. Okay, so we start at this edge. So we're going to go here. We're going to do a slip stitch. Slip stitch. Okay, and now I'm actually going to grab yarn twice. And then we're going to pull yarn through one and then pull it through both. And now, so that was basically like a foundation double crochet. Yeah, something like that. So now I'm just gonna go into the side of this stitch here, and we're actually gonna go right into the side of this thing here as well. And we're just going to build up off of this a little bit. There we go. And then we're gonna go right here, grab some yarn, and we're gonna build off of this one now. Go like that. We're actually only gonna do a half double. And then now we're actually gonna do one more half double, but we're gonna go into this same stitch that we were at right there. And now we're going to grab this, go through there, and now we're going to go back down into one of our previous stitches and do a double crochet. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing. I actually want to go through more than just that one singular loop, because if I do that loop, whoops, it's just going to what else can I grab here? All right, I guess we can grab here, something like that. Sure, go with that and that. Okay, and now if I attach this, I didn't increase enough there. Okay, so we need to do one more. Let's do another half double here. Maybe one more half double? I don't know how many half doubles I need to do here. I don't know. Sure, we'll go with that. And we're gonna grab here, and then we're gonna go down. Oh, we have an ad here shortly. We're gonna go through these two here and do our double crochet. Why is that still? Don't know why that's doing that. That's okay though. All right, and now we're gonna skip a stitch and we're gonna do a slip stitch here. There we go. So now we have a bigger lobe sort of thing going on. Yeah, so we're gonna go with lands. Now then, I want to do the same thing again. So we're going to do I don't know if this is a thing. Again, I'm just making this up as I go. I don't know if this is actually a stitch, but it's basically a double crochet mixed with a foundation crochet, or at least some type of foundation crochet. Whereas foundation crochet is you make an extra loop and then you pull your yarn through it. So it's like a chain stitch because you're creating a new stitch, but you have a foundation for it. Unlike a regular chain, like a chain stitch, it's almost like a slip stitch of sorts. But foundation chain is different. Yeah, stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna go into this one. We're gonna grab some yarn. We're gonna go into this one. Oh, come on, yarn. Work with me here. Work with me here, please and thank you. Just need to work with you. Okay, that's fine, I suppose. Okay, what did we grab? We grabbed something. There we go. All right, and we're gonna do the chain. Now we're gonna start doing those like 4 to 5 half doubles. So that was a half double, and then half double, half double. Whoops, that's a double. I want half double. So it's 3, 4. Oh, and we're back. Cool, cool, cool. So I think I've done 4 so far. Do a 5th one. 5. Now we're gonna do a double crochet, and we're gonna go through here. Double crochet. Okay, and then I think I want to do one more double. Oh, come on, yarn. Okay, and we're gonna grab it from here this time. I want to go behind this piece, but through, oh my goodness, this piece. There we go. Okay, and now we do our double crochet. There we go. And we're gonna again skip a stitch and do a slip stitch here. There we go. So now we have our 2 little lobes there. I don't know why this is almost giving me like turkey vibes. Those turkey vibes. I feel like I need to do more half doubles because those are still, you can kind of see how they're curving in, which means that the outer area, or the outer, like the perimeter, isn't increasing enough for what the area inside is. Which typically, so like the outside stitches, there need to be more outside stitches. So we might try doing more outside stitches. And you know what? Actually, let's do this, and then this, and then do our double crochet, because that's actually going to attach the stitches to the thing there. Okay, and we're gonna do one more double crochet, and then we're going to do our half doubles. We might need to do like 7 or 8 half doubles, or maybe one less than that. Half double. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do 7. Let's try 7 for this one. 7. And then we're gonna do the double crochet and a double crochet. Okay, and then we're going to do a slip stitch here. All right, yeah, so you could kind of see how this one, it's still folding in a little bit, but it's not folding in as much as like this first one is, or even the second one. The second one I folded it out a little bit just to show, but this one isn't folding out nearly as much, so I might need to go 1 or 2 more stitches for that in order to get that. The other thing that I'm starting to notice is that, okay, yarn, I might need to have more stitches in between these because it's starting to fold. Although that might actually... If I overlap these a little bit, it's not terrible. It doesn't fold as much if I overlap them. Intriguing, very intriguing. Okay. So now we're going to do this again. So there's that, and then we're gonna grab some yarn. We're gonna do our double crochet. And let's see here. I want to go in, I think I want to go in here. I don't know if I can go in there. Hello? Yarn? Yarn! Knock, knock. I want to come in. Let's go. There we go. One loop. And 2 loops. And yarn. Okay, now we're just going to go through here. I'm going to grab some yarn, and then we're going to go into this one. And we're going to do... Let's try doing 9 double crochet, or half doubles this time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, and now we're going to do the double crochets again. So double, and then we're gonna go through here, grab some yarn, and go down to here, grab some more yarn and do our double. Okay, we're gonna skip a stitch and go here and do a slip. There we go. Okay, that's a little bit better. Alrighty, and now, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, so we have that, and we're going to grab some more yarn, and we're gonna do our double crochet. We're gonna go, whoops, here, grab some yarn, go here and grab some yarn, do a double crochet. Then we're going to grab some yarn through here, and then we're gonna do our 9 half doubles into this stitch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9. Okay, and we're gonna grab some yarn through there. We're going to grab some yarn through there and do that. I have no idea of how I could explain what I'm doing. I'm just finding loops and holes and putting my hook through them and turning them into stitches. So yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing stuff and calling it good. Okay, so we did our little slip stitch there. Honestly, it doesn't look terrible. 1 and 2. Honestly, it kind of does look terrible. But you know, why we said we're doing wonky wings today. Because that's what we're doing. Alright, let's see here if we can piece this together a little bit. Yeah, I definitely think that I need to be... what's it called? I mean, in theory, theoretically, hypothetically, I could do it where I have the feathers, instead of going along the top of the edge. I could have like this side be on the front, and then I could attach the back side to the back. And then when I move on to this one, I could attach that to the front and then the back to the back. And that would almost kind of layer these feathers almost naturally to where they might not cause this wing to curl. Even with 9, it's still curling. Interesting. I don't like that there's holes, though. That's the only thing. I don't like that there's holes. It's the only thing I need to figure out, is figure out how to not get the holes. But yeah. Well, there's one wing. It's a wonky wing. It is a wonky wing. Oh my goodness, I'm yawning. Yeah, not good. I can't be sleepy. It's not even 10 o'clock yet. Oh, wake up. Wake up. Okay, well, let's try something different this time. Let's try, let me think, because there is, I could do, okay, we're gonna go for it. We're gonna see how this turns out. I have no idea how this is gonna turn out. I don't know how any of this is gonna turn out. We kind of just do stuff and figure out how it goes. See what's up. Okay, so we're going to do slip stitch to attach. We're gonna do 1, 2, 3 chains, and then I'm gonna do 1, 2 slip stitches. We're going to I'm gonna do slip stitch here and slip stitch here. And then we're gonna do 1, 2, 3 chains again. 1, 2 slips, 1 slip, 2 slip, 1, 2, 3, 4 chains. Slip, slip, slip. 2 more slips across the white. 1, 2, 3, 4 chains. Do 3 slips. That's a hair. Alrighty. 1 slip, 2 slip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4 slips going down. 1 slip, 2 slip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chains. 1 slip, 2, 3, 4. 1 slip, 2 slip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 slip, 2 slip, 3 slip, 4, and 5. Okay, and then we're going to do one more slip stitch there and then turn around. And now we get to the fun part. So now we're going to do single stitches in each of those slip stitches. Stitch, slip, stitch, slip, stitch. Actually, I wonder about many things. I wonder about so many things. Okay. And then we're just going to go right back down these stitches. So we pretty much just made these little things, and then these are going to be like the skeletons for our little feathers. And then we can do a slip stitch here and slip stitch here. I think, actually, no. I think what I want to do actually is I want to do I want to skip that stitch and just do a slip stitch in this one and then start going up this next one. All right, and I'll try to explain what I did for the turn so that instead of putting like 4 or 5 stitches at the turn, I could try to show you guys what I did here. So I could, okay, we're gonna see if this will work here. Okay, so I could go into this stitch that's right here, this one right here. I could go into this one like 3 or 4 times with single crochet, but that's going to end up making that stitch be extremely loose, which is what makes the holes, because you're just putting more and more stitches in there, which makes the holes grow bigger. So instead of putting a whole bunch of stitches in there, I'm actually going to go to this stitch that I just made, and I'm going to go into that first loop that we had and just make a stitch out of that. Then I can go into this stitch that's right at the tip, and I could do that. And now I'm going to do the same thing, that stitch that I just made. I'm going to go into the side of it and do another stitch out of that one. And now I can do one more stitch in that very tip stitch. And now I've turned around and I have not made, like, you could barely see that little hole that's right there. There's a very tiny hole, if any hole. Yeah, that's what I did. Just some casual side crochet, you know. I don't know what it's called. I don't know if it's called something. I don't know how to describe it. I'm just finding loops and making more loops. That's really what crochet is just making a bunch of loops. So yeah, if you can make a loop, you can crochet. Basically what it is. All right, I have one more there. Then we skip a stitch, and yeah, I think I do. I actually just want to try doing single crochets, just going right up this. Nope, I needed a slip stitch there. We definitely needed a slip stitch here. Slip stitch. Okay. Now I can start doing single crochets going up this one. 2. Oh, come on, yarn. Come on, yarn. I know there's one more stitch right there. I know there is. I can see it with my own 2 eyeballs. It's a very tight stitch. There we go. All right, so again, I'm going to go into the side, do an extra stitch there. Now I can go into this very top stitch, do that, do another side stitch, go into the top stitch. This way I only have 2 stitches in that very top stitch instead of 4. And that's going to keep that from getting too big of a hole, which is fantastic because I don't want holes in wings. Holes in wings is not good. It's contradictory to flight. Very, very contradictory to flight. So, you know. Okay, and we're going to do a slip stitch here at the base of that one. Then possibly even... no, I don't want to do slip stitches for these. I don't think I want to do slip stitches. I think I'm just going to keep doing single crochets all the way around. Okay, one more here. Come on. Come on. I know you can do it. I know you can. I know you don't want to, but I know you can. Oh my goodness. There we go. There's that. So now we're going to go into the side stitch. Then we go into the top stitch. Side stitch. Top stitch. And now we can go back down this little feather. Okay, and then we'll do a slip stitch here. This is actually kind of nice. I don't know that it's giving the right feathery vibes, but you know what? I want to see. I'm just going to do some slip stitches in this one, in these last 3, and I'm going to see what that looks like. Just giving these ones just a little bit more of a, except for this very last one. Actually, I guess I can still do that. Yeah, because I can go through here and grab some yarn and maybe, sure. Now I can go through here and do a slip, and then we can go through here and do a slip. It's really difficult to do. You can't do increase stitches with slip stitches. Like if you do it, you have to go into a different loop because a slip stitch you're not, you know, there's how describe. It's like if you're trying to do a chain, you can't increase in that very last chain because you're just grabbing more yarn and pulling it through the same loop. So like if I try to grab more yarn and pull it through, it's not going to work. It's basically the same thing with a slip stitch. So if you're trying to do an increase with slip stitches, like if you have something where you're doing slip stitches as a rim around the edge and you get to a corner, you have to find different loops that will still keep that edge on the edge, but not in the same loop that you've been in. Yeah, if that makes sense. I don't know if that made sense. Hopefully that made sense. So like for this one, I actually can go into this one because I am in a different loop. Okay. No, I can't do that actually. Yeah, no, that doesn't work. But what I can do is I can go across that yarn that I just pulled through and I could turn that into a slip stitch. So now I can go into this slip stitch, and then I can do, it's basically like a side stitch, but for a slip stitch. I don't know if it's called a side stitch. Side slip stitch. We're just making stuff up as we go, guys. I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know if I actually know crochet. I just make knots. I'm not a crocheter. I'm a knotter. Just make knots. Maybe loops. Just loop stuff. Loop stuff around. You know. Just make it do the thing. Okay, we're gonna go there. We're gonna go find that. Yarn! Yarn! What are we doing? Okay, I want to go around this piece of yarn. There we go. And we go there. And then we go here. Do a slip stitch. And then we go around this thing and do a slip stitch. And then we go here. And we do a slip stitch. And then we go here and do a slip stitch and a slip stitch. And I'm going to do one more slip stitch right here just to connect this to, actually I'm just going to make that be a single stitch, couple chains, and snipper clip. And now we're going to get to look at this and see how terribly wonky it looks. Or how not terribly wonky it looks. Or how, yeah, how it looks. Okay, so it looks like there's still too many feathers. How many feathers do we have? We have 7 feathers. 7 feathers. 7 feathers. Okay, I do like how they look. There's just too many of them, and they're just like folding. Like if I get it so that they fold over top of each other, it wouldn't be too terrible. I guess the other thing you're going to have to pay attention to is which side is up, because if you're doing slip stitches, you can kind of see it here on the white to the orange, how there's going to be some gaps like this. There's going to be those little gaps, or that design, because of the slip stitches in between. Which isn't necessarily a problem. It could actually be a feature, and you could probably use that in whatever design that you're making. You just need to take that into consideration. But overall, why is this one pointed and these two aren't? Oh dear. The consistency is non-existent. That's okay though. That is okay. Alrighty. Let's see here. Where are we at? Oh, we just got to an hour. Okay. So if I did 7 for this one, let's try doing 5 maybe. What is going on with phone? Oh. Nothing. Okay. It just wants to give me a whole bunch of notifications about nothing. Okay. And honestly, I could probably use this similar design and make pointed ones and just do like picot stitches at the tips instead of making them round. Just do like a picot stitch. That could actually work out very well. That could. Okay, let's try one where we only have 5 feathers on our thing. I mean, maybe that's the main problem, is we're just trying to fit in too many feathers. Let's actually go here. We'll leave one space over there so that we can connect it to the thing once we come back around. All right, so we're gonna do slip stitch 1, 2, 3. and slip and slip. Okay, so how many stitches do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And if we're going to fit 5, that would be about every third stitch. So let's do a slip. Let's do a slip. Let's do a slip. One, two, three. Slip stitch and slip stitch. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slip stitch, slip stitch, and slip stitch. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, oops, 2, and come on, yarn. I know there's a fourth one here, or third one here. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. One, two, three, and 4. Oh, come on, yarn. Yarn. 4. There we go. Okay, and now we're going to do 1 slip stitch here, and we'll spin it around, and now we can do all of these single crochets. Singles, single, single, and come on, yarn. Okay, maybe we'll just go through that one there. Single, and now we're going to do our side stitch. So single, and then we're going to go through this very tip with a single, and we'll do another side. It's a single, and now we can go down. Where's my stitches? Stitches? Stitches, where are you? You're hiding from me. Please don't hide. I don't want you to hide. Okay. They're on the other side. Why are they hiding? Hiding from me. Hiding from me. Or hiding from me. Okay, and I'm actually going to, we're going to attach this in front here with a slip stitch. And then we're going to do a second slip stitch here to come to the front there. And then we're going to start doing, actually, wait, no, I don't want to do that. I want to do it where we go like, go through here, and then we go through here. There we go. And this should make it so that this stitch is going to be, or this feather is going to be slightly in front of this other feather. At least that's the goal. We're going to see if that will work. Okay, there's that. We're going to do our side stitch. And we'll do this tip stitch, side stitch, tip stitch. And then we go back down. And go back down, go back down. Then we're going to do slip stitch here. And then we're going to go into the side here and into that loop of that stitch. And we're going to do our single stitch here. Hopefully that will do the thing that I want it to do. Come on, yarn. There we go. The nice thing about crochet, this is really why I like crochet, is because it's very free form. And you can pretty much make a stitch out of any loop or like any hole that you want to. It does not have to be an actual stitch that you're going in. You can go in half of a stitch. You can go in from a stitch from the top side, the bottom side, the side, the other side. Like you could do anything and everything, which is quite nice. It's very, very nice, very free form. And I like that. I very much like that. Okay, and we're gonna go here. And now I need to do a slip stitch here. And we're gonna go here. And then we're just gonna go into that loop. I'll show you guys what I'm doing for, oh, that's not supposed to be a slip stitch. I'll try to show you guys for this, what I'm doing for those like connector stitches in between the feathers. I'll try to show that for this next one. So that was a side stitch. Now we go into the end. Now we do another side. Now we do the end. Now we're going to go back down. Okay, so I just got to the end of that feather. So I have 3 slip stitches in between here. So I'm going to skip this one. So I'm skipping this one. I'm going to go into this one and do a slip stitch. Okay, and then I'm going to go into the stitch of this one. And then I'm twisting this around and going into the front loop of that last slip stitch that I just did. And I'm doing a single crochet through both of those. So I pulled yarn through this little tiny feather that we're working on, and then I pulled it through the front loop of the last slip stitch of this one. And so now we can just do our single crochet, and then we can continue up this feather like normal until we get to the edge or the very tip of it, and then we will go into the sides. You can kind of see this is, I'm going in the side of that stitch, and now I go into the tip of this stitch or of the feather, and now I'm going to go in the side again, and now I go into the tip once more, and now I can just go back down the side of this feather. And then since I left one stitch here, I can do a slip stitch there and then a couple of chains, and that should finish our little wing. And now we get to see if it functioned. You can actually kind of see it. I actually did. That's working. You could kind of see how the fronts of these feathers are sticking forward, and then the back side is being pushed back. So they're kind of being pushed in that direction, which is exactly what I wanted to do. That is exactly what I wanted to do. And that actually looks quite nice. You could probably even do it even more so, but that is exactly what I was hoping it would get. It just gives that little bit of a ruffle. It just gives a little bit of a ruffle to give it a little bit of depth to it. That is perfect. So now if we were to put this on our bird, I think it would be this wing, it would go something like this. And then we would have our little ruffles. Little bird. Little bird. This bird would have a ginormous wing if this was the wing for this bird, but you know. But yeah, there's that. I feel like these loops are a little bit big for this size of wing. I feel like this would be a good option if you were gonna make like a giant wing. I feel like they're just a little bit big for this size, but it is an option. It's an option, and we like options. Options are always nice. Nice. Because like in comparison, like to like put these two together, like these feathers look proportionate for this size wing, whereas these feathers don't look proportionate. They just don't. They don't look proportionate. They're just too big. They're too big. Too big for the size of wing. But I do really like that ruffle. Oh my goodness. I do like that ruffle. That is quite nice. Quite nice. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, let's do this last one. So we're going to do a very similar thing, but instead of making the edges round, we're going to make them pointed. And we're going to see if we like the pointed versus the rounded. What's up, Rice? My good sir. What's up, Bubba's? How are you? What do you need? Do you need something? You want my hand? Oh, you want my hand. Okay. You like my hand, huh? Oh, you sweet baby. Oh, you sweet baby. Oh, that's a good sir. Oh, the scritches. Oh, the scritches. Oh, we love the scritches. Gritchy. Oh, the baby. Oh, does that feel good? Oh, does that feel good? Yes, it does. Oh, we love the scritches. All right. Let's do this. All right, this is the last one we got. So, I'm going to make this one the best one ever. Right? That's how that's going to work. We'll pretend. We'll pretend that's how that works. Okay, so we're going to skip this first stitch because that's going to be the connector when we come back around. So we're just going to go right into the second one. And we're going to do 1, 2, 3 stitches, or trains, whatever you want to call them. 2 slips. And then we do 3 slips in the white. 1. That was not 2. 3. 1, 2, 3 chains. What's up, Rice a Cake? Rice a Cake. I'm just gonna get more yarn loose because this is being a pain. I'm pretty sure this is this orange is some type of wool blend. So it's very sticky. It likes to stick to itself. It's like Velcro. It's also quite rough. And yeah, which is why I'm using it as a practice yarn because I don't know what I would use it for as a project. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're just going to do 3 slip stitches going down this chain. 3. Wait, nope, that was 2. And then this one will be 3. We have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to go into this tip, slip stitch, and we're just going to turn around, and we're going to go here, and we're going to do our single crochets. 2, 3, 4. And now when I go into this very last stitch, I'm going to do my single crochet like normal, but then I'm going to do 2 chains, and then I'm going to do a slip stitch in this first one, and then I go right back down. I'm not even bothering with like doing any increases or anything. We're just going right back down because there's plenty of slack that's there for it to do whatever turning it needs to do. Oh wait, that needs to be a single, not a slip. That's a single. Okay, and now we're going to do our slip stitch here. And then we're going to do the same thing that we did before. So we're going to go into our stitch that we would normally go into. We're going to turn this around so that we go into the loop of one of these back ones. And then we're going to pull it through both of those. And now we have our stitch, so we can do a single stitch. And now we can go up this feather like normal. Oh, come on, yarn. There we go. Okay, and this is the tip stitch. So we're doing a single, 1, 2 chains, do a slip stitch in that first one, and go right back down. Oh, come on, yarn. Okay. Why is something not right? Something's not right. Did I skip a stitch? No, maybe you do need to go into that tip stitch again. I guess you could. It doesn't really matter, but I guess it does matter. It was trying to do something wonky if you didn't, so maybe you do need to go into that tip stitch again, but that's okay. All right, so slip stitch, and then we're going to find where our stitch is for this side. We're going to go in there, turn this until we can get into the front loop of that last one. Wrap our yarn around, pull it through both of those, finish the single. Righty. Righty, righty, oh. Go there. Whoops, come on, yarn. Yarn, work with me. Thank you very kindly. Go into this tip stitch. 1 and 2 chains. Slip in the first one. We'll go back into that Tip stitch. I'm just calling it tip stitch. It's just like the very last stitch on that series of slip stitches. It's just, yeah, it's the very last stitch. There's that. Go there. Go here. Slip stitch. We're gonna go into here. Turn this around. Go find our last stitch. Pull it through there. Pull it through there. Finish the single. Single. Ah, that's not the stitch I wanted. This is the stitch I wanted. There we go. And that's the stitch I wanted. 1 and 2. And slip. Where is my... I think it's this thing. Okay. Oh, come on, yarn. Work with me here. Go. There's that one. There's that one. We'll go here and we'll do slip. Here. Oh, wait, I need to go wrap around to, whoops. Oh dear, we lost everything. We lost everything. No. Okay, that's okay. Everything's fine. Everything is fine. There we go. All right, now we can loop our yarn around, snag that, snag it through there, single. And we'll go through here. That's mostly what I say. I just say, we're going to go through here and we're going to go through there and then we'll do this and we'll do that. Because quite honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know what these stitches are called. I don't know what stitch I'm going in. I don't know if I'm going to come out the other side. I don't know what's happening. We're just going for it. So I don't know how to describe this necessarily. So if you guys understand, you probably understand more than I do. Oh dear, dear, oh dear. Alrighty. Yeah. Alright, we can do slip stitch there, a couple chains, and snip a clip. Alrighty. And there we have it. I actually really like that. Those almost look like shark teeth. Shark teeth! If anyone needs an idea for shark teeth, I found your shark teeth. Alright, well, there we have it. Those actually look quite nice. I actually really like the the way that it ripples. Like how the feathers just kind of like fold over top of each other. It's just quite nice. It's quite nice. Yeah, let's see here. Do I remember which feathers we just did? I think we do. So we got those two, and then we have our super wonky ones. Let's put those ones over there, and then actually this is the better side, so we're gonna go like that. And then we're gonna go like that. There we go. There's the feathers, or the wings we just made. So, yeah. So, we kind of did some wonky things today. We made some oversized feathers for undersized wings. Yeah. First we tried just doing a whole bunch of stitches inside of one stitch, which didn't really work. It just makes holes. It's a mess. It's a mess. Looks more like a car. Vroom, vroom. Yeah. So then we went to trying some, what was this one? Was this one? I think this one, oh yeah, this was the first one where we did a couple of chain stitches. So we first did chain stitches, then we did slip stitches, chain stitches, slip stitches. So this was a bunch of chain stitches and slip stitches going all the way down. And then we did a bunch of single stitches going back across so that we could make those feathers a little bit thicker and wider. But then I realized that there's too many feathers for this tiny wing because these feathers are absolutely huge. So then we swapped over to this one and we decided to do 5 feathers instead of whatever 17 dozen are on that one. And we also tried doing it where we layered the wings. So with doing a little bit of going into 2 different stitches at the same time, we kind of got this layered effect a little bit so that they overlap, which also helps with the ruffling. Like if we tried to put all of these ones directly next to each other, it would stretch out this wing even more. So like that overlap helps with preventing it from just bunching up and curling like how this one is doing. So the overlap is actually really nice. This one we have with lobes. So we tried having rounded edges for this one. And then we did one where we had pointed edges. And yeah. So the pointed edges, I kind of like the pointed edges. They remind me of like shark teeth. Like somehow, I don't know why, but they're kind of directional. So like they kind of arch this way and then it goes down, like they arch and they go down, they arch and they go down. I'm not sure why. I might need to experiment with that a little bit more and figure out how we can replicate that and possibly even make it like, what if, because I know that we were going in this direction. So are they just arching in that direction because we're going in that direction? Or are they arching in that direction because I put the picot stitch just further on this side compared to this side? So like if I put the picot stitch on this side, would they arch in the opposite direction? Probably, potentially. But direction does have some say in some of these things. So it could just be a directional thing. It could be just a placement of the stitches type of thing. Yeah. So those are the wings that we made. I am going to call it here for today. Appreciate all you guys that stopped by. It's been wonderful. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. Yeah. Rice Cake, are you going to say goodbye? I think he's napping. Somewhere. Yeah, he's napping somewhere. But yeah, I will see you guys. I'll be back on Tuesday, I think. Should be Tuesday. Tuesday and Wednesday this week. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.